Many AP-Lang argument essays are doomed from the very beginning. In this no-nonsense guide, let me show you how to approach the argument prompt to set yourself up for success. Hey everyone, welcome to or welcome back to CT's AP Cookies. I help students who feel stuck on AP-Lang, whether you're running out of time, struggling with commentary, or just don't know what you're doing wrong. Over the past 7 years, I've helped hundreds of students score a 5 on AP-Lang. I've studied this test inside out so you don't have to. Today, let me show you what actually works for the argument essay. Let's look at the 2025 prompt. In a 2022 interview with People magazine promoting her program to empower young girls through sport, professional tennis players and mental health advocate Naomi Osaka said, "For me, the biggest reason I've learned is to try to be present in each moment. It's easy to lose sight of how far you've come, but I've been prioritizing trying to live in the moment and enjoy the journey." Write an essay that argues your position on the extent to which Osaka's claim about embracing the present moment is valid. Many students overlook the phrasing of the prompt, and therefore their argument essay is stuck at a 130 from the very beginning. But notice, the prompt is not asking, do you agree or disagree with Osaka's claim? It's asking the extent to which Osaka's claim is valid. So your thesis for the argument essay should be something like, I agree with the claim to a certain extent, but under certain circumstances, I have to disagree. Or if X is true, I agree with the claim. However, if Y instead of X is true, I disagree with the claim. Let's look at how this kind of structure plays out in the 141 sample that the College Board released. First, the thesis. Look at this line right here. Therefore, Osaka's claim about embracing the moment is somewhat valid. The keywords are somewhat valid. The writer is not saying I fully agree or I disagree. They are saying it's valid, but only to a certain extent. That right there is your extent to which thesis doing its job. If you wrote, I agree with Osaka's claim or I disagree with Osaka's claim, you're already missing the mark on sophistication. The prompt is not asking you to pick a side. It's asking you how far that side holds up. So you need to do two things. Support the claim and then show where it breaks down. And that's exactly what happens in the 141 sample. In the second and third paragraphs, the student builds the case for Osaka's claim. They use their own phone addiction, 13 hours a day of screen time, to show how people get so wrapped up in artificial things like social media that they forget to actually live. They even bring up Ferris Bueller's Day Off to illustrate how chasing academic success can make you miss out on what actually matters. So at this point in the essay, Osaka's claim looks pretty valid, right? But then, and this is where the sophistication really kicks in. Look at how the student pivots. Although it can be fruitful trying to focus more on living the moment, it has its limits. Now the student is pulling back. They argue that in academics and in the workplace, you cannot just live in the moment. You actually need to be focused and successful, or it hurts your future. Focusing too much on new experiences and traveling can lead to an unsuccessful career. So the writer is saying, yeah, Osaka's claim is true to a certain extent, but if you take it too far, it becomes a problem. And the conclusion ties it all. The best things in life can come from creating a balance, like the balance between success and living in the moment. See what happened? The writer didn't just argue one side, they show where Osaka's claim works and where it doesn't. That's exactly the structure I talked about earlier. I agree to a certain extent, but under certain circumstances, I have to disagree. That's how you get the sophistication on the argument essay. You need to show you understand the complexity of the claim. Alright, let's take everything we just learned and apply it to a different prompt, the 2024 prompt. In a 2013 New York Times article on the practice of taking selfies, writer, editor, and podcast host Jay Wortham wrote, rather than dismissing the trend as a side effect of digital culture or a set form of exhibitionism, maybe we are better off seeing selfies for what they are at their best, a kind of visual diary, a way to mark our short existence and hold it up to others as proof that we were here. Write an essay that argues your position on the extent to which Wortham's claim about the value of documenting one's life with selfie is valid. Great, let's begin to draft the thesis. Remember, don't just say I agree or disagree. Instead, explain how far the claim holds up. So your thesis might look something like this. The claim about the value of selfies is valid when they are used as a genuine tool for self-reflection. But when selfie taking becomes driven by social validation, the practice loses its meaning and the claim no longer holds. See the structure? Valid when X, but not when Y. That's your extent to which thesis. Now, the body paragraphs. Each one needs to match one side of the thesis. Your first topic sentence, the supporting side, might look something like this. When people use selfies to document personal milestones and reflect on their own growth, the practice functions exactly as Wortham describes, as a meaningful visual record of one's life. And your second topic sentence, the limiting side. However, when selfie taking is driven by the desire for likes, followers, and external approval, it stops being a personal diary and becomes a performance, stripping away the authenticity that makes Wortham's claim valid in the first place. Notice what's happening here. The first paragraph is going to build the case for Wortham's claim. Maybe you talk about how looking back at old photos genuinely helps people see how far they've come, or how documenting travel and experiences creates a personal timeline. Wortham looks right. But then the second paragraph pivots. Now you are showing where the claim breaks down. Maybe you bring in how social media turns selfie into a competition, how people stage photos instead of actually living in the moment, how the goal shifts from I was here to look at me. Now Wortham's claim has limits. That is how you stop leaving the sophistication point on the table for the argument essay. Moving forward, try applying the same structure when you're practicing other argument essay prompts. And if you want to improve your rhetorical analysis, check out my other videos, where I cover how to annotate, how to earn the sophistication point, and how to speed up your writing. I also have an AP Lang MCQ series where I break down the essential knowledge and help you nail the multiple choice section the most efficient way possible. And if you want personalized essay feedback, I offer essay review services. Check the description below for more details. Thanks for watching today. See you next class.